It's 12 noon on this Monday afternoon, November 30th, 2020, and direct from our newsroom in London. This is the Peter Channel Noon News Report on this Monday afternoon, November 30th, 2020. The time's 12 noon, Mountain temperature standard at 55 degrees. Top stories on the Peter Channel Noon News Report on this Saturday afternoon. On this Monday afternoon is Joe Biden announces the cabinet team, confirms Janet Yellen as Treasury nominee. Trump losing Twitter followers since election as Biden gains them. Bipartisan Senate group revives coronavirus relief talks. As Iran mounts nuclear scientists, officials vow to find the killers. Dominion server crash delays recount in Georgia's Fulton County, according to report. Massolini student dies of COVID in Wisconsin, district officials said. Experts warn of coronavirus surge after widespread Thanksgiving travel. Mark Kelly to be sworn in as senator on Wednesday. Trump's administration leaves states to grapple how to distribute scarce vaccines. Biden names inauguration planning committee prepares to receive first intelligence briefing. New Zealand charges 13 parties over deaths at White Island volcano. Kushner going to Saudi Arabia getting a last-ditch diplomatic push, according to report. Moreover, Republican tweet by Chinese official showing fake graphic photo of Australian soldier. Sharer greets world's largest elephant in Cambodia. Five Greek sailors are being held hostage by pirates after their supply ship was hijacked off the coast, and Nigeria officials in Athens said. Princess Mako receives Japan Crown Prince approval. More than 119 farmers killed in suspected terrorist attack. North Korea turns out $11 million of the food aid from South. British Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said Brexit talks between his country and the European Union are in the last week or so, but substantive issues still remain that could scuttle a trade deal. Earlier this month, Ida became the 30th storm to be named during the record-breaking 2020 Atlantic hurricane season. Science to say climate change and ocean warming helped set the stage for this prolific storm season. A South Korean dictator in power during the 1980 Gwangju uprising had been sentenced to prison for 8 months after defaming a Roman Catholic priest. Pandemic is Merriam-Webster's word of the year. Atlantic hurricane season ends with records driven by climate change. Moderna seeks FDA approval for COVID-19 vaccine. The United States recorded nearly 140,000 new COVID-19 infections since Sunday as air travel reached its highest point since March, despite urgent pleas for Americans to stay home, updated showed. U.S. President-elect Joe Biden is scheduled to receive his first presidential intelligence briefings on national security threat Monday as he prepares transition in the office. Texas developer aims to build hundreds of apartments on Atlantic Golf property on South Attleboro. Temperature winds could lead to outages in Massachusetts as southeastern Massachusetts under a high wind warning and a moderate risk for power outages Monday as storm approaching from suspect to bring heavy rain and potentially damaging winds, and National Weather Services issued a high wind warning from 3 p.m. Monday to 1 a.m. Tuesday for all of southeastern Massachusetts, including Cape Cod Islands and Southern Island. And we'll have more of that coming up on the weather segment of the Peter Channel News Report coming up in a couple of minutes from now. Norwell Police Chief retires. Rockland Holiday Stroll canceled. Protest held. Hall formed Senior Affordable Housing Committee. In Holbrook, an autistic son needs help taking care of parents. Last day for Boston restaurants to use public sidewalks and streets for outdoor dining. Looking at stocks now, down 34.40, 0.87 at 29.5, 25.50 at S&P 500, down 34.61 at 3603.74, and Nasdaq down 79.56 at 1226.29. Nicole's stock tumbles after news to my deal with General Motors doesn't include equity stake. Moderna has submitted its coronavirus vaccine for emergency approval for the FDA. Wing Voss said Bitcoin would be decade's best performing asset, see 25 plus gains from there. COVID-19 observations in the U.S. hit. We already did that. Maine CDC reports 3 new coronavirus-related deaths and 249 new cases. An Oregon nurse bragged about. Let's skip that. Coronavirus cases fell by roughly 3% during England's lockdown. In sports, Vic Fangio disappointed Drew Lock and ever. Barnacles quarterback put team in difficult position. And Drake, well, we call Shannon Sharp's help on the way. And Peter Children's time is 12:05. Time now for Peter Channel traffic and transit check. On the MBTA subway system, looking good. Commuter rail, Fitchburg Line train 409, 10:35 a.m. from North Station is operating 35 minutes. Beyond schedule between Waltham and Rochester to do early train traffic. Fitchburg Line train 412, 10:35 a.m. from Rochester operating 5-10 minutes back between Lincoln and North Station. Birmingham train 58, 11:15 a.m. from Birmingham is operating 5-10 minutes back between Boltley Farms and South Station. And ferries out, looking good. Looking at the highways and byways, Route 3 southbound side, Little Sort of Marshfield stretch, 95, both ends of background, the Greenwich, Connecticut area, and 91 southbound side, a little bit slower around upstate Vermont. But otherwise, looking good in New England, and looking at the weather situation, it is, looking at the weather outside, it's clear for the moment in Norton, some overcast clouds, some slight showers, but a few hours from now, we're going to be into this heavy band of rain showers and storms, and we could see wind, and this is going to be, I think that you may want to stay home and nice and cozy. Is that, I see a peak of the sunshine? Yes, I see some peaks of sunshine going overhead. As is it the calm before the storm? And take a look at the radar, shows some rain showers dead around on a line around the Boston vicinity, and spotty river bend rain showers around Freedom and Natick area, stretching down to Worcester and on the northern Rhode Island and northeastern portions of Connecticut. And to the west of us, heavy bends of rain showers from western Connecticut over there down to New York City and around Poughkeepsie and one time to New Jersey, and you're headed towards the northeast. And seeing some heavy bend rain showers down around the Philadelphia area from Trenton all the way down to Harrisburg, Lancaster, and raining and stretching down to Baltimore and northeast of Washington, D.C., and raining around Dover. So this storm is headed up the northeast corridor from D.C. to Boston at a very fast rate of speed. And a strong low pressure will pass the well west today and tonight, bringing a period of strong damaging wind gusts along with a heavy rain and localized street flooding. And it remains mild on Tuesday with a few leftover showers possible, but not a return to a washout at cooler, more seasonable temperatures will return to Tuesday night and Wednesday with mainly dry weather persistent for Tuesday and Thursday. And there is a potential for a coastal this weekend or next week, but wherever that comes to a prediction remains uncertain. Not many changes in this forecast, so this mid-morning update. I expect that the morning has been quiet with the impact of weather really moving in the afternoon and evening, and radar shows light rain has already overspread much of Connecticut, already bringing heavy rain to Hartford. This rain will continue in the next several hours of moderate to heavy rain, begin in earnest. Wind gusts begin to pick up along the coast with increase across southern New England in the next few hours. And strong to damaging wind gusts this afternoon and evening, heavy rain and a few embedded thunderstorms may result in localized port drainage flooding. And a day of active weather is in store for southern New England this afternoon and late evening. And this due to anomaly deep H5 toward digging across our river valley, which results in deep moist southerly flow into New England. The attendant strong low pressure will track north along the spine of Appalachian Mountains in upstate New York and result in a strong low-level jet development and movement in the New England parts increase of 1 1/4 to 1/2 inches, parts of 3 ST above normal, with anomalies are forecast of 4 to 5 ST above normal over this very strong since we're heavy rain and wind event in southern New England, and expect scattered showers develop in the mid-morning hours with steady rain moving in from midday onwards. Initial slug rain will move start form in nature, but the evening As mid-level dry spot develops and the rainfall becomes more scattered in nature, and the current low pressure deepens to below 990 millibars and lifts across upstate New York. And as is typically the case with a southerly to subsequently before, the wind challenges determine how much of the wind will be able to mix down to the surface. Forecast standards to get a weak inversion, but with temperatures by forecast rise the low 60s and remain about 60 degrees well into the overnight hours. This odd inversion will become and strong wind can be brought down to the surface even though it's having a convection. And the nose of the 80, 90, not 925 millibar local jets expected to approach already about mid-afternoon with eastern Massachusetts Island, and the centers of focus are the areas we are hoisted high wind warnings. We did also expand the wind advisory to the lower Connecticut River Valley, while southeast winds are not able but the most favorable for producing the strongest winds along the south coast of downslope and effects come out with forecast overnight temperature 60 mean there will be a decent chance of seeing winter advisory countries in upper winds the lower Connecticut Valley. As for the rainfall, we continue to expect a widespread 1 to 2 inches rainfall, with perhaps marginally lower amounts toward the east slopes of the Berkshires. Highest amounts of 2.5 to 3 inches look to be immediate south coast of the Cape Mountains, apes toward Nantucket. However, given up to 500 JKG of Mute Cape to work, return that overnight hours, the convective rainfall will be a real possibility through an initial slug of stratiform rain, and this means that excess heavy rainfall inland is less certain, which the WPCS are entire. CWA and a marginal risk for excessive rainfall and talked about severe potential. SPC is most in a marginal severe risk where damage in straight line with an acid cannot be ruled out. Given the pressure dynamics and H-wave source 10% probably a max up to 18 ms across south coast during the rundown or as a threshold where strong severe thunderstorms become more probable. High risk guidance suggests that strong WA will keep temperatures in the low to mid 60s overnight. And however, the severe risk looks marginally best given that we are far from the best ports and since low pressure tracks will inland across upstate New York. So this is going to be tracking inland across upstate New York. And we're under a high wind warning from 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. Tuesday. South winds 25, 35 miles per gust between 50 and 6 miles back to the 7 Rhode Island and southeast Massachusetts and Cape Cod and the Islands, as well as coastal Essex County from 3 p.m. this afternoon to 1 a.m. Tuesday. And temperature winds could blow down some trees and power lines and scatter power just possible, and travel could be difficult, especially for vehicles, and people should avoid the outside of forest areas and around trees and branches if possible. Rain and low levels of your home during the windstorm and avoid windows. Use caution if you must drive. Okay, let's take a look at our forecast. It goes like this. Showers mainly after 1 p.m. Rain can be at times and Petrobras up to 2 p.m. under 62 degrees and southeast about 5 to 10 mile an hour. Increase to 12 to 17 mile an hour. In the afternoon, what's good sides 44 mile an hour. Just 1%. Rain amount between 3/4 1 inch possible tonight. Showers possibly at thunderstorm before 2 a.m. Then a check to showers between 2 and 5 a.m. Some of the stores produce heavy rainfall. Petrobras before 5 a.m. Low end 56 degrees. Upward about 18 to 23 mile an hour. Increase to 9 to 14 mile an hour midnight. Winds get size 50 miles an hour, just with 1%, and new rain amounts between 3/4 1 inch possible. Tuesday, check the shot main between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and Petrobras between 7 and 8 a.m. and rise mostly clouds with temperature rise at 59 by 11 a.m. then falling to 51 during the rainy day. Southward about 8 to 14 miles an hour size, 30 miles, but not as bad as Monday, with a chest ratio is 30%. And Wednesday will be a slight chest rain, snow shower before 9 a.m. then a slight chest rain between 9 and 4 a.m. Partly size skies with high of 47 degrees, southwest about 5 to 10 miles an hour size, 23 miles. The Wednesday night low will be 29. Thursday, south sky with 42 low 32 degrees, with about 5 to 8 miles an hour for Friday. Partly south sky with a high wind 52, low 35 degrees, southwest about 3 to 8 miles an hour, just 30%. Saturday, check the showers, partly south sky with 50 degrees, coming in the west wind 5 to 7 miles an hour in the afternoon, just 30%. And for Sunday, check the showers, partly south sky with 49 degrees, and north about 5 to 7 miles an hour coming southwest in the afternoon, just 30%. Right now, Norton and it's light rain at 55 degrees. That's me for the Bitter Channel. Noon is water. That's November 30th, 2020 on a Monday afternoon. I'm Peter J. Wiggins. Hope you have a good afternoon with goodbye day. Stay safe, be positive, be healthy, be well. I'll see you at 5 o'clock for our 5 o'clock report. Hope you have a good afternoon.